After winning El Clásico, it was time to play Levante at the Santiago Bernabéu, and it was very important to win today so that we would maintain a good streak in La Liga after a very sloppy start that we had. Right off the go, we see Castorre doing a backheel pass to Vinicius, trying to get him to open the score at the Bernabéu, but the keeper pulls out a magnificent save. But before the half, the game would start falling apart for us. Levante took the lead after some sloppy defending from the keeper and the defenders, and Castorre searched for an equalizer throughout the entire second half, but an equalizer that never arrived. The keeper pulled a brilliant save right at the end of the match, and in the end their goal was enough to beat us at the Bernabeu, our second defeat in La Liga at the Bernabeu, and it is looking shambolic. We have to improve a lot, it's not looking good. Our La Liga campaign has been pretty mediocre so far, but there's no time to be sad. We have to bounce back up immediately, and honestly, what better scenario to do that in than the Champions League. This was one of the funniest moments in Lorenzo Castorre's career so far. Hit it at the post, and off the rebound deserved him a tap-in, and he finally scored. A bizarre goal, but I'll take it anyway. A goal is a goal, no matter how ugly or pretty it may be. Real Madrid got a second one in the second half, courtesy of Endrick after a good play by him, Arda Güler and Lorenzo Castorre, of course. And right before the end of the match, Lorenzo Castorre served the brace for Endrick in a platter, but the keeper somehow pulled a magnificent save to keep the score only 2-0. Could have been 3, but it didn't matter. The victory was sealed, and that means our position in the last 16 is confirmed. A perfect group stage so far, all victories, no goals conceded. It is looking fantastic. But if you think that the last game was a sign of us gaining consistency, then you'd be dead wrong, because in the very next match against Alaves, it was back to the same crap in La Liga, the same shit show. Lorenzo Castorre was super wasteful all game long. Some clear opportunities, but somehow he kicked them right at the keeper. And in the second half, Mbappe served him up a great chance, but he missed again. Tragic, more points dropped in La Liga. We can't find any consistency, it's absolutely awful, and we're still in 3rd place, haven't even touched the first spot so far this season. Whilst Real Madrid continues to be a sloppy mess in La Liga and finding absolutely nothing to hold on to, Lorenzo Castorre returned to Chile to play some more World Cup qualifiers. We were in a very good position in the table so far, and now it was time to play the big giant of South America, Brazil. Obviously, this is not the same Brazil of a couple of years or decades ago, but still, a giant is a giant, and we have to be at our very best to beat them. Chilean Lorenzo Castorre looked super energized since the very beginning, trying to find spaces, trying to create gaps and danger. Lorenzo had an amazing chance saved right at the start of the game. He knew taking the points today would mean so much for his country. Only a few minutes later, Lorenzo Castorre would get in the box again, launched a missile, but the goalkeeper saved it again somehow. Chile were absolutely bombarding the goalkeeper from Brazil, but he just kept saving absolutely everything, and now a shot that was liberated by a pass from Castorre. They definitely improved the way they were playing in the second half and almost took the lead against us. It would have been a little bit unfair, but Chile still remained on the front foot. And Castorre kept trying to score, but there was absolutely no way in past this keeper. An absolute monster, an absolute beast of a keeper at the goal. But in the end, we have to settle for a 0-0 draw. It's not the result we wanted. We definitely could have taken a lot more, and we should have. We had the chances and we dominated them, but a draw against one of the giants of football at home isn't the end of the world. We're still in a good position in the table, and the World Cup is looking for Chile. It was then time to return to the Santiago Bernabéu to face Getafe in a must-win La Liga match. Real Madrid were falling asleep and letting the trophy slip away, and it was time to send a message to the rest of the league. And who else but him to deliver that message? The Santiago Bernabéu cheering for him. They see him as the Ballon d'Or favorite, and he's getting them closer to that La Liga top spot position by making the team wake up. But it wouldn't be an easy game. Getafe pressured us, and we had to suffer all the way throughout the game. With the match about to end and Real Madrid just barely holding on, Castorre got into the box and clearly was fouled by the keeper, but the Spanish referee refused to call the penalty. The Real Madrid players were in shock and couldn't believe the decision, but Castorre wasn't paying attention. He kept fighting and fighting and fighting because he was determined to send a message. A second goal to seal the victory as the Bernabeu continued to cheer him and singing Balón de Oro, Lorenzo Castorre. A right foot volley to seal it in the face of the Spanish referee who refused to blow the penalty, and the 3 points will be ours. The very next week against Mallorca, Real Madrid had another rocky match, but the brilliant link-up between Mbappe and Lorenzo Castorre allowed for the Chilean star to open the score once again late on. Sensational play by the two best players in the world who are combining perfectly in this new front three. And with that victory, we are now only 3 points away from Bilbao and the top position in La Liga. With the Ballon d'Or ceremony right around the corner, Real Madrid will host Union at the Bernabeu. Lorenzo Castorre Jr. was filled with determination to proclaim himself as the best player in the world. Scored two amazing golazos to secure the comeback and the 3 points. Sealing the first place position in the group no matter what happens in Anfield. And right before the ceremony, Los Blancos would have to face a decisive La Liga clash against Athletic Bilbao. The Basques were currently top of La Liga, but only 3 points above us, meaning that if we won, we would claim the top position for the first time this season. Right from the get-go, Los Merengues began bombarding them with clear chances. Shooting from all angles, and so very nearly grabbing the lead before halftime. But Bilbao survived the first half without conceding. And after the break, they took advantage of our sloppy defense to strike first at the Bernabeu. Our defenders were left frozen, and Real Madrid went into panic mode. Castorre and his teammates launched attacks from every direction and tried over and over and over again, but the ball didn't want to hit the back of the net. And in the end, the Basques claimed the victory in our backyard, propelling themselves 6 points ahead at the top of the league and sinking Real Madrid in an even deeper hole. It just wasn't happening for us in La Liga this season.